Hey guys, so today I have a speed paint of Raven from Teen Titans for you, and this is kind of my own stylized take on her. I've loved her since I was a little kid. I think she's amazing. I think her character growth throughout the series was just pretty awesome to watch, and she's my favorite little witch. She's adorable, and so I really wanted to symbolize the red jewel that's on her forehead through the jewelry that's on her neck and her ears, and then have the third eye concept on her forehead, which would replace the usual red gem that's there. And then on top of her head is a flower crown with a raven's skull in the middle, which I really love how that came out. I was really worried that with my lack of experience with animal anatomy that it might not look the greatest, but I think it turned out pretty nice. And so let's see, right now I'm just kind of covering my basic ground and laying down some base colors. Oh, it's been a while. I had a lot of schoolwork to do, so this video initially was supposed to be posted 2 weeks ago, but it got delayed because of, just school. And that's okay. And that's gonna happen sometimes, especially since this isn't something that I usually do, this is something new for me. So for the camera positioning, I found that the video that I previously mentioned this in, about flipping the camera angle and filming upside down, that ended up working amazingly, and I'll be doing that from now on. That made a huge difference, because like when you do see my head peek in every so often, it doesn't block you from seeing anything. It's there, and I can't help that. There's nothing I can do about that, but at least now there's no worry about people not being able to see what I'm doing or it affecting the quality of the video. So that's pretty great, and it was so super easy to just flip the footage 180 degrees to be proper. So in Premiere Pro, I highly recommend. It's very user-friendly. It's very easy to learn. I didn't find it hard to learn, and so I would recommend it if you have access to it. I have access to it only because as an art student, I'm required to have a student account with Adobe, and so I get all the apps with that. And so heads up, if you are a college student, or I believe maybe a high school student, I think it's for college though, you have to check that out, but you can get a major discount on a monthly subscription to them. I think I pay $20 or so a month, which is really, really cheap for Adobe, and I get all of the apps. I get Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, After Effects, everything. So it's pretty nice, and so with the access to that, not only can I do my schoolwork, I can do my own artwork and my YouTube videos and etc. So I found that this new camera angle worked beautifully, and I hope that you guys like it too. I hope that this is making things easier to see. And so, okay, so for her skin, I went in first with a cool gray 2 Copic and laid down shadows and the initial just gray base, because her skin is this more cool gray tone, and I did want there to be some life to her, just so I went in with a I believe it's called brick beige. I'm not 100% sure, I don't have the markers in front of me right now, but it's more of not really a natural looking skin tone marker. It's more of a cement color is how I know how to describe it. It's like more of a cement color with somewhat of a skin tone, but it's not that peachy pink fleshy type skin tone, which I liked. I really liked that this was not like that, because it worked out beautifully for her skin, which you'll see get developed and finished later on. And then, let's see. Yep, so right now I'm just going in and finishing the skin, and this video will be a bit longer than most, because I didn't want to speed it up to the point that the quality would be choppy anymore, and so if you're not really interested in sitting here for however long this video is, I believe it's like 12 minutes, that's totally cool. I understand that. Feel free to skip to the end or whatever. I always include a photograph of the finished illustration at the very end of the video. So that if you just don't have the time, or you're just like, okay, so this is a long video, then you can just skip to the end. I don't care. That's perfectly fine. If you decide to, you know, stay and watch and listen, that's pretty cool too. Thank you so much. That's awesome. So what else am I doing? It's just like, it's so awkward for me. I'm not used to doing voiceovers yet, and so I'm so sorry if I'm like an awkward bean. I'm just trying to get used to like narrating and trying to like follow this video at the same time and tell you guys like things as I go. It's weird for me. So, okay, so I'm going in with colored pencils. So basically I go down with Copics and use that as a base layer. And then I go in with the, let's see, these are Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils, and I go in with those to add more detail and depth to the drawing, and so that it doesn't look as flat. So those, if you're a beginner, I recommend that you stick with Prismacolor. That's what I used for many years, and I absolutely love Prismas. They're beautiful, they blend like butter if you use them right, and they're very vibrant, and they're very affordable too for students especially. So I highly recommend those. I currently use Faber-Castell. Ooh, excuse me, hiccup. I currently use Faber-Castell because they are a higher quality grade pencil, and I prefer them. They're more expensive is what I will say. I use them in my larger illustrations and my more high quality illustrations, but if you're like, you know, looking for more professional grade pencils, Faber-Castell is beautiful. It's amazing. I got mine on sale, and so I highly recommend just look for a sale and get them then, because they can be pricey depending on how you buy them. Okay, so oh boy, my camera battery is dying. So that's pretty much it. Oh, okay, so I will mention a quick note, the lips, that was the one thing I wasn't too pleased with about this drawing. There's always something that I can find that I don't like in my drawings. Any artist is like that. You are your own worst critic when it comes to your artwork. And that can be said for even the most accomplished artists. It's just natural for you to notice things that people who aren't looking for it would be like, oh wow, it's beautiful, you know, I love this or love that, and you could say, well, whoa, because I actually did not like that. So it really makes a difference to just take a step back and have the other people look at it and see what they think, and if they notice the same thing as you, then that's fine. Don't get insulted, don't get upset, it's totally fine. It's just, now you know, and you can fix it in the future artwork that you do, which is great. So I kind of had to, you know, take a step back, leave the lips as they were, and say, what is done, and you need to leave it alone because you're going to wreck this drawing if you continue. So I did, and I continued on, and I did the hair, and I finished adding the details. And so one thing I did use that I'm disappointed that you can't really see that I used, as you'll see towards the end of the video, and even in the photograph you really can't notice it, and it's very disappointing, but I used this beautiful glitter paint, and it in person is gorgeous. It makes the raven's skull look like an actual skull. It's got the sheen to it. It's kind of like the sparkles and the glittery. It almost gives it a crystallized effect, and I absolutely adore that. And I had to try really hard not to use too much of it. I really only wanted it as an accent. So if I do make prints of this, if enough people are interested, I will put this up in my store envy on sale as a print. And what I will do is go into each individual print, and I will go ahead and add the glitter paint to those same spots, so that you still get that pretty effect for yourself in person to see on your print. I think that would be a really fun idea. Since, you know, it's really not obvious in the photograph, at least to me it isn't. So, and I mean, either way, I think it still turned out pretty nice. I'm still pretty happy with how this illustration came out. I'm trying to do more simplistic pieces that could make better prints. I feel like the composition of this was really nice. I really liked that part, and I feel like I was successful in keeping it kind of simple this time, because usually I love to go overboard with details. I love to be very detailed in my artwork, which can be good, but it's also good to learn to have simplicity in certain things. And I find, especially in prints, sometimes the most kind of simple stylized prints are the ones I'm drawn to the most when it comes to other people's artwork. And so I really wanted to try and apply that to myself too. So my battery is dying. And I really don't have anything else to say about this piece, so I'm just going to end the voiceover around here, and then there's a bit of time left in the video, and like I said, at the very end you can find the photographed finished illustration. So thank you so much for watching. If you watched up until this point, you're amazing. Thank you. I hope you have a lovely day or evening. See you next time. Bye.